So what's her name?
Minnie.
Ah.
So, but she's a bit of a porker.
She's a bit round, isn't she?
Yeah, she likes eating.
Yes, I can see that. So she's about the same age as the
So
others, isn't
yeah,
she?
she's she was 2 in June, July.
Yeah, so these are about 2 as well. So.
Yeah, she's seen each other.
Well, typical guinea pig, first thing she's thinking about is eating.
Yeah.
I think they've noticed her. They've kind of stopped what they're doing, haven't they?
You can get a shock in a minute.
She must be able to smell them though.
Nope, surrounded by nice grass. I'm going to ignore everything else.
You should put her on the other end.
Yeah, maybe.
On top of them.
That might have been a bit of a sudden introduction. Dropped in by parachute. I see you.
Do you want me to move her to the other end?
That'll be more interesting.
Okay.
Oh.
Perhaps we give her a gentle sort of push in the right direction. There you go. No, I'm going to go to the other side. She's very pear-shaped, isn't she?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, ever since we got her, she was always a lot bigger than her sister.
Mm.
And it
She's
doesn't
good
matter
legs, isn't she?
if she's on diet, she's still the same size.
Yeah.
I mean, she did lose a lot of weight at the beginning of the year.
Mm.
She just stopped eating altogether
Oh.
because she got a bit of hair in her eye
Oh.
and it wouldn't come out.
There we go. Ooh, that was a bit
Quick. She's just snuggled straight
I
in.
see. Does that mean she wants all 4?
More bothered about hiding than what she's hiding under.
Yes. That's a typical guinea pig thing. We've got a huge one, it's about 10 foot by 10 foot, and you put guinea pigs in there and they all pile on top of each other in a corner. This is a fairly typical guinea pig match-up so far.
At least the others are actually moving.
You often get a bit of nattering and a bit of chasing and facing up to each other and that kind of thing. That's
Yeah.
quite common when you're trying to match them up.
Somebody decent.
We had a guinea pig female called Mummy Pig, and we tried everything we could to match her up. We eventually got her matched up with a neutered male, but oh dear. Within probably 10 seconds of trying to match with anybody, she was on the case and really quite nasty. Whereas most of the match-ups tend to be pretty steady. If they don't do something in a minute, I may have to prod. Visually, any particular standout?
Well, I quite like to do black ones.
Hmm.
But it's whichever one she prefers, really.
She's not fussed at the moment.
Yeah.
Right, ladies, perhaps if I walk round. Hello. Still not doing a lot. Come on then.
She She's a lot longer, isn't she?
She is long. Yeah.
Into the toilet. Go on, Minnie,
These
pick
are
a
just
friend.
like statues.
Yeah. They're probably not going to think a lot of another guinea pig appearing, of course, living in a group. We tend to
Yeah.
find that they seem to be quite ready to accept another one. And she's doing what guinea pigs do best, which is eat. At last, some interest.
Interested in the food.
Yeah, yours doesn't seem to be bothered. I mean, bear in mind though, on her territory, things might be a
Yeah.
little bit different.
Yeah.
What we sometimes do with guinea pigs that are a little bit difficult to match is use a little bit of Vic Vapor Rub or Albus
Oh,
oil
yeah.
or something similar and put it just a tiny dot on their rump area where they've got a scent gland.
Yeah.
And that sometimes is useful because it sort of masks individual scents to a certain extent. She's approaching one of your favourites.
She likes to keep to her own ginger ones.
So she's going to wee on her then?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that was a possibility. They do that with males, because we do a lot of match-ups with neutrid males and females. And if the neutrid male's being a real nuisance and trying to mount an awful lot, then the female will do that and actually squirt urine in their faces. And that tends to work really, really well to get rid of the chap. So it's quite possible she was showing a little bit of that behaviour there, sprinkling her a little bit. So she's feeling quite confident.
Oh, do you see when that one went long?
She's quite bossy, isn't she?
Yeah.
Was she like this with the other one?
She was actually,
Well, yeah, her
wasn't she?
sister was slightly smaller,
Hmm.
but they both took turns really because we got worried that that Minnie was always stealing all the food,
Right.
but it wasn't. Pixie would actually run up to Minnie and steal the food that she was actually eating herself. So.
Ah, okay. So it was a fairly even thing.
Yeah. Eating grass, I think.
It's quite sort of frantic activity, isn't it? She's obviously quite animated. It's sort of a displacement activity. Because although she's eating with such gusto.
And normally, if it's not got a lid on, she just freezes.
Hmm. Yeah, they're all a bit like that. I deliberately don't give them little houses to go in when they're out on the grass because all they do is spend all their time
Yeah.
sat in the little house
Yeah.
and they'll eat what's round their feet and that's it. So
Yeah.
I deliberately only give them the shaded areas by the lid and the sides, and that forces them to come out and actually eat, and they get a lot calmer doing that because if they've always got a house to hide in, they're never going to get very tame.
Yeah.